about a day or two now. So we got the backhoe down here. Getting the rest of it. We're taking the horn, putting it in our dump truck here, take it up top, dump it on the pad, and get it ready to run through the screen deck. Alright, we got all of our ore picked up. Probably got about 10 yards out of the mine the past couple days, just jackhammering, doing some small scale blasting. So all material's dried out, so next thing we're gonna take it up top and run it through our screen deck, which will classify and crush all material. And then we'll run it through the mill system after. It's been about a week, dealt with a bunch of heavy rain, but we got our material up here, so it's been drying out, and we're about to run it through our screen deck. This is kind of a classifying screen deck in order to get our big rock crush and our fine sand separated, so we can run our material properly to the mill. So we take our material, which then gets dumped on top of the screen deck. So all the big material that's over 1.5 inches goes down to our jaw crusher down there. Everything smaller than 1.5 inches comes down to our lower classifying screen deck, which then will separate 1/2 inch minus and above. So we get our 3 separate piles. Get like dirt, half-size rock, and medium-sized rock. Most of the time we'll rerun that third pile. It's kind of a mix of sand and rock. And when you got sand and rock going into your jaw crushers, it just causes problems. So got John taking our number 2 pile, dumping it into the green hopper over there. It's our main feed to our second plant. We're probably about 5 yards in. Got a lot more to run. Just got done running the screen deck. Probably screened about 10 yards of material. Got our 1/2 inch minus pile here, inch to 1/2 inch, and then we get kind of our bigger stuff that comes out of the jaw crusher. Run this stuff back through the screen deck. This is our second mill. We got a 2-yard hopper here. This thing comes in and feeds our jaw crusher. We're currently doing some plate maintenance. Our main plate on our jaw crusher is all worn out, so we're doing a little bit of maintenance on that. So all the material from the jaw crusher comes into this red hopper here, which feeds our impact mill, which we're also doing some maintenance on. It's got 3 blades in it, and this rotates at about 2200 RPMs, which will do the main grind in our material. These are the plates that go in there. AR 500 steel. These things wear down though. About every 5 yards you gotta replace the blades. Or excuse me, about every 10 yards you gotta replace the blades on this thing, or else you'll get your grind size just gets all jacked up. This is coming out of the impact mill, coming down the sluice box. We come out to our discharge trash can, which gets pumped back into this big Suico right here. This one's about 2 times as big as the one in our first plant. So it gets pumped in here like the first one. Anything bigger than 20 minus goes back into the mill for regrind. Everything small enough comes into our Knudsen bowl, which it's a fine gold recovery system. All the discharge from the Knudsen bowl goes to this dewatering screw, which feeds our bump table. Everything that gets past the sluice box or the Knudsen bowl will get caught on our table here, so we don't lose anything. And then everything that comes off the table goes into a big sand pile out there. So that's our setup for our second mill, and we'll have this thing up and running here pretty soon. So right now we're running the 1/2 inch plus. This is all the stuff in the back of the mine. Got our 1/2 inch minus material loaded up into the hopper. So we're gonna run it through our plant 1, which was originally a mobile plant built on a trailer, and it's got a ball mill placed on it. Pretty simple. Got our main crush going into the sluice box, which then gets pumped into this Suico, which has a few classifying screens in it. So I believe everything that's bigger than 20 minus goes back into the mill for regrind. And then everything smaller goes into our Knudsen bowl down there, which is a small gold recovery system. All the discharge from the Knudsen bowl then runs to our bump table, which is connected to our plant number 2. So we don't really lose any material. Catch all of our heavies and our sulfides. Try to get everything. So here's a little run through on the plant. Gonna get this thing fired up. And disconnect. Slurry pump. This thing goes to our Suico. So we're gonna let the Knudsen bowl fill up with water. Make sure everything's running properly. And we'll get the ball mill fired up. So this plant does about a yard every hour and a half, 2 hours. So we'll probably run 2-3 yards today. Do a little sample, see what we're getting out of the back of the mine. Runs this way. Which then runs into the discharge shaft tank. Got a slurry pump in here. Out big old sand pile. Mill's been running about 4 hours now, and probably got about 2.5 yards through the ball mill, and maybe 1.5 yards through our impact mill. Our plate on our jaw crusher is all worn out, so we got to replace it. Our crush rate is exponentially slow right now, but we're cruising along. Probably run for another, but probably run for about another hour or so. Do a cleanup and see the type of bolts coming down the table. Just shut down the impact mill and took a peek at the sluice box. Looks like we got a pretty decent run. Gold in there. Yeah. It's actually a really good run.
Really? Let's see.
There's gold down the whole box.
Yeah, that's what happened yesterday. We went all the way down to here.
Yeah, there's chunks down this whole box.
Let's take
Look
this
at all
in.
that. Yeah, there's chunks down the whole box.
That's a beauty.
Look at it, look at it all.
I know. Let's get it.
Everywhere. All the way down the box, there's just chunks everywhere. Just out of that top black mat, that's crazy.
Here, let me give you some light.
Get a little bit of light. Nice. Good run.
You want a video?
Got all the concentrates in our buckets here. We got 2 sluice boxes, 2 mason bowls. Alright, just ran the ball mill sleeve. It's done. Yeah, saw quite a bit in the impact mill, so it should be a nice run on the table. Alright, so we did a clean out after running a few yards. This right here is a bunch of pickers we picked out of the sluice box. And all this stuff was recovered through our fine gold recovery system.
It needs to be melted. Don't look like gold, but it is. Just need some impurities taken off of it. It'll be fine.
And melt that down in a button. How much gold do you think?
I say ½ ounce.
So a ½ ounce for about, how many yards did you say? 4 yards?
4 yards, 6 tons.
Well, not bad. Start. Alright, so that's going to wrap things up for this video. I'd say we probably got about a little over a ½ ounce running that material out of our mine. If you guys like what you saw, give some feedback, show some support, and next episode we're going to be doing some surface works. We're going to be working in an old open cut. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. Peace.